entering rural health. We've got someone who entered rural health about 900 years ago, and a desperately good friend of mine, Martin London. Martin, come and join the.
Hello, Buzz.
Join the settee. Take a seat. It's a long walk you've just made.
It's a long walk. Yeah, that's right.
There you are.
Hello.
No, I don't know if you know Simon and Kerry.
Kerry was a student with me last year.
Well, I know, but that was a long time ago, and you're an old man. I don't know if you remember.
Am I aging that fast? I am, actually. Yeah.
Sorry.
We did agree this was going to be the old fart.
Exactly.
Wasn't it? Okay.
Wish we are. I hate to say that. I'm not going to tell you how many years between the two of us we got, but you were in the network when it first started, and that was, we were trying to work it out 22 years ago?
That was 22 years. I hoped we'd come of age this year, but in fact it's gone even further.
You missed it. Yeah, exactly. That's right. And I joined it 19 years ago, so I think between two of us we were due to be replaced. And we might come back to that, but I think our brief over the next 10 minutes is just what were the highlights of the conference? So for people who've missed it, what would they have got?
Okay, well, we've been through a lot, but even before the official conference started, we had the RANS meeting. Okay, so the Rural Health Alliance of Aotearoa New Zealand.
Well done.
Okay, no, I thought it was good, this was something that you might remember we were thinking and talking about 10, 12 years ago. It was a dream to bring all the different organisations with an interest in rural health together, or in rural health, like Local Government New Zealand and Rural Women, Federated Farmers, all coming together. So this time it's really happened, and big thank you in this regard to the Australians who have helped us. So Leslie Barclay was with us, and they've been incredibly generous with their experience and their material in creating RANS. And having RANS start up in such close association with the rural network really gives me a sense of coming of age. I know we're 22, not 21, but there's a coming of age of the network. And I think this conference has really shown a new maturity and stability of the whole thing, tied in with a brilliant AGM we had last night.
Didn't we ever? We'll come to that, and in fact, I'm not going to let you get away with that one, in fact. And certainly I was chatting to somebody yesterday, and they were over the moon about the Nurses Forum, and we keep saying this, and the nurses are part of RANS and how important nurses are to keeping rural health afloat, really. And they were really chuffed that the Nursing Council came along, and they had a fantastic dialogue with the Nursing Council. That's the first time they've had the forum with the Nursing Council on board, and that was, for them, a really exciting part of the conference. I went to the wound workshop. We've had many workshops, and we had Kathy Hammond here on day one, and she showed us a fantastic video of maggots eating away at a wound, and I thought, well, there we are. We've come of age. This is cutting medicine at its best. Let's throw some maggots in a wound and let it clean it up. Lovely stuff. And the other thing I've always remembered is the rural GP network and the networking. I don't know about you. I've done an awful lot of networking.
It's fantastic. There are people here. It's worth saying that our original conference was in Rotorua, okay, in 1992. So here we are back again.
And I was just thinking, you've been 22 years, I've had 19. If we add them together, divide by 2, we're about to come of age again, aren't we?
Yes, really? Thank you very much.
I just had to help you there.
Yes, your maths is good.
It's scary.
But anyway, there are people here who were there right at the beginning. So an enormous number of old friends, and it is just such. When we originally formed this organisation, right at the top was fellowship support, and these people are family now, so meeting old friends, well, meeting family again, plus more recent friends, brilliant seeing all these younger people coming in and making the connections, and people like Kerry here, who's already giving us hope for the future.
No pressure, Kerry.
No pressure, that's right, just sign the contract.
It's a very good point, Martin. I remember standing on stage this time last year and looking around the audience and thinking, this is my 18th year of being involved in the network, and well over half the audience were there 18 years ago, and I was a bit nervous about that, thinking, well, they're going to move on to greener pastures, which don't exist with the drought at the moment, but after it rains they will. And who's going to replace them? And we've got lots of Kerrys coming through.
It's really happening.
It's awesome.
Yes. And even on the board we're seeing younger people as well. So.
Quite.
So, first impression, great conference and running with wonderful fluidity. I've organised conferences before and we've lurched from one aspect to the next. But this conference, it's just flows.
So what's given it that laxative, do you think?
Well, I think the organisers are highly lubricated.
Yes. Well, that's the networking I was talking about. That's right. Yes, quite.
But no, I mean, the organisers have really put on a fantastic show, and it's just flowing, and the sessions are great. We can go into some of the sessions.
Yep.
Right from the beginning, let's talk about that pottery.
The pottery.
Whenever we get to pottery, gets me here.
It is beautiful.
There's a real lump in my throat that goes.
My terroir is quite basic, unfortunately, and I think we were talking about it before. How annoyingly for us, there's a beautiful exchange, and then there's laughter, and we look at it. What
was John saying? What was John saying? Was he talking about us?
Probably.
I mean, he was, like in the old days, talking about the pakeha, and making jokes at our expense. They certainly laughed anyway.
But it's beautiful, isn't it?
It was great. No, it was a wonderful event.
Quite.
So. And that's good, and the support we get from the Kamatua and Kawhina, it puts the network in an important place, an important sense of presence, and we're getting the responses to that now through government and DHBs and all the rest of it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a really warm thing.
And then talking of language we don't understand, then we had the political session, and
would you like to give me your reflections on the political session?
I would love to. I need to listen to it again. The politicians are marvellous, aren't they? They can speak for hours, and then you can look at each other and say, what did he say? Yes, but it was really good.
I like the graphics.
Yes, and I was inspired, and I'm sure later on we'll find out why. But they were genuinely good.
But anyway, it's good to have them present. Good to have them the chance for interchange. And I'll tell you actually what I've appreciated this time is that Tony Ryle didn't give a talk, but he has been here. And he's been drifting around and engaging with people.
No, all credit to that guy. And to my knowledge, I don't think he's missed a conference out in the last 4 years, to be honest with you. And that's very impressive, irrespective of where one stands on the political spectrum, to have a minister who is willing to engage in a very brave way. He was walking around unaccompanied, only 2 armed guards behind him.
Very courageous of you, Minister.
Very. Well, especially with there are some very dramatic decisions being made up and down the country at the moment. In fact, the Waira Hospital is a high risk of losing an awful lot of services, for example, and there are others. I saw him go straight for the Waira Hospital doctor and say, let's talk about it, and that was impressive. No cameras on him, nothing. He just wanted to know, and I thought, wherever we are on the political spectrum, at the moment, he gives a damn.
And politics is part of what we do as a network, and maintaining that profile, increasing that profile, back to RANds again. So more success for the conference. You realise this is an elaborate way to build up next year's conference so that other people come to it because they miss so much.
That's the whole point. You're 100% right. Talking of which, we had the AGM, and now then I'm very curious. We started with the Monty Python skit.
Oh, really?
We most certainly did.
I missed that.
You missed it. You were on it. It was a fantastic bastardisation from the life of Brian.
Yeah.
And I was just really curious that was there any copyright problems with that? Do you think?
I don't know, but Joe's in the car if there is, because he wrote it.
Well, that's a fair point. And now I've just brought it up on
the only
broadcast.
Bit
there wasn't before, there would be now.
Is where we got the aqueduct bit. But otherwise, everything was pure original.
I believe
absolutely,
you.
Absolutely.
Yes, quite. Yeah. And you didn't say the word Brian once, actually, which is
no,
very impressive.
I said the word bastards a few times.
100. But the nice part about it is, and all jokes aside, we've mentioned this many times, an important part of the conference, an important part of what we do is to remind people that our job needs to be fun.
Oh, absolutely.
And just once in a while we do forget that, and it's really important to be reminded, and that reminded of us last night.
Absolutely. And you actually, you've played into my hand here, because do you know what I really like about these conferences is that they sprout ideas. If you think something's sprouting up, and sometimes I feel old and stale. Well, I am old and stale, but never mind. But sometimes a new idea sprouts. And in one of the sessions, it sprouted the idea that if we're going to measure successful rural practice.
Well, no, you should say successful rural practice. We're going to run out of time. But the Peter Snow recipients. Now, we can't let it slip by without just giving mention to the Peter Snow recipients. I think we might even have some slides of them if we got our So, do you want to describe the Peter Snow recipient there?
Here we've got Graham Fenton and his lovely wife, sorry, that's Graham and Robin Steed. And these people I've worked closely with for
yes, I knew that.
many, many years, and I'm just delighted that they've got this award.
Sam, I wish we could talk more about them, but I'm thrilled to bits got the award too. We've got just only a few seconds left, but I would love you to just close almost with Henare O'Keefe, because you attended that, and it was we can't finish without you mentioning that.
Every conference has a moment when something changes, and I was saying it was beautifully fluid. Henare O'Keefe was speaking this morning about community action, about humility, humanity, and ultimately the love that we bring to our relationships, working relationships, caring relationships, and all the rest of it. And it was just amazingly moving. I think there wasn't a dry eye in the house, and that was the event it's going to have characterised this this conference, and brings it back to humanity. Basically, you know, we're all, as he says, we're fathers and mothers before we're doctors and nurses and all the rest of it. And that was profound. And kia ora Henare. Oh, that's all I can say.
Oh, that was lovely. You told me that story before, and I thought you have to do it.
Yeah.
Look, it's really unfortunate we're out of time. You and I could gossip for ages, and probably will once the cameras are switched off. But nevertheless, I just want to leave us with a lovely African proverb, and it says this: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I think, although it's an African proverb, I think we can nick that for our conference too.